Hey everybody, welcome. It's Andrew Haynes at Golf Academy. Warm welcome, good to be back. Haven't done a video for a wee while. Just again, usual problems of being a little bit too busy in the academy teaching and club fitting and that stuff. But got a little bit of time this morning to put together a video. So yeah, good to be back chatting to you good people out there, and I hope you're all doing okay. So it's been a big hoo-ha, hasn't there, recently about the governing bodies banning these ultra long drivers like 48. I think they limit it to 46 inches. I think it's the longest that you can have a driver on the tour. And it leads to a good question. I spend most of my days teaching golfers like you, and I see all sorts of golf swings, all sorts of abilities ranging from scratch golfers to brand new golfers and everything in between. And I think I can put my hand on my heart and say the one club that most golfers will struggle with is the driver for consistency. Very few people come in here and say, oh, I'm hitting my driver dead straight all the time. Most of the time I get stories like, I'm playing quite well, but I'm just not controlling my driver very well. Vast majority of golfers I teach, right-handed golfers that is, tend to lose the driver to the right, either with a slice, true slice ball. Remember, the true slice starts left and finishes right, or a push slice, but generally more right than left, although we do see golfers who are struggling with pulls and hooks. So it leads to the question, why are drivers, with all the modern technology that's around these days, the adjustability and the loft and draw bias drivers, why are we still struggling to hit the driver as straight as we should be? Well, I think a lot does come back to driver length. And what I thought I'd do today is do a little experiment where we put together a driver with what is pretty much a standard length shaft these days at 45 3/4 inches long. Certainly if you buy Pings or TaylorMades and Callaways, most of them are around about that length. So I thought we'd hit a few shots with a 45 3/4 inch driver shaft, and then just for a bit of fun, why don't we stick in a 3-wood shaft, which is 43 inches. So let's lose 2 3/4 inches off the driver. The reason I'm suggesting this is as a little experiment is because a lot of golfers I teach will hit their 3-wood a lot straighter than they hit the driver. And crazily enough, not that far behind the driver. They may only lose 10, 15 yards, but start hitting 20, 30, 40, 50% more fairways. So that leads to the next question. Is it worth giving up some yardage to find some more fairways? So that's what we're going to do. Stay tuned. Okay everybody, for this test we're going to be using the Ping G425 LS Tech driver. I've got the Aldila Rogue shaft fitted in here in a stiff, and this one is 45 3/4 inches long. We're going to hit a few shots, then we're going to swap over, and then we're going to see if the numbers move around too much when we go to a shorter shaft, which is 2 3/4 inches shorter. So let's hit some shots, see how we get on. That's okay, we'll leave that one in there. I'm going to try and get 4 or 5 shots away with these. We're going to use the 20-yard rule. Anything that's within 20 yards is a fairway hit. We'll check these out as we go. Yep, we will take that one all day long. You know, and this is just to get a little bit of an average, really. This is not basing it on my best strike or worst strike. I'm just trying to get maybe 4, 5, 6 shots here in the bank, and then we can do some comparisons. Yeah, nice little mix here. Couple of pushes, couple of pulls, couple of straight ones. Some good, some bad. 254, not sure if that would hit fairway or first cut, but we'll check in a minute. Oh, okay, 19 yards right of centre, just about hanging on to fairway. Pretty similar to the last one. None of these are great strikes, but they're all kind of playable. Got that fade going, makes a change from hitting a draw. I'm always happy to hit the right side of the fairway. Yeah, it's going to lose me a little bit of distance, but that's okay. Let's go for one big draw if we can. Sort of. Draw it comes. That is drawing back. That would be more my natural sort of shot shape, which is obviously going to give me a little bit more run out on it, slightly lower trajectory. So what I wanted to do there was get a real good mix of shots in there. Some good, some bad, some good ones. So I think that's what I've got. So we're going to swap over these shafts, easy for me not to say, and be right back. Okay, shaft swapped over. I basically put a 3-wood shaft in here, and I know there'll be guys out there who are really into the shafts saying this isn't a fair test because you're using a 3-wood shaft which might have different kick points, and I get all of that. Really what I should have is a driver shaft that's been shortened, but hey, it's just to give us an idea. This is still in stiff. It's a slightly heavier shaft at 80 grams and it's 43 inches long, so I've lost 2 3/4 inches. Let's just see if the numbers change big time. Should have a sort of a red tracker on these. Okay, it's a pretty nice strike for the first one. Should never base it on one shot, but just have a little glance at the numbers there. Excuse me, I don't appear to have lost too much in any department. It's going to be interesting. Let's keep on hitting. There's that little fadey one. It's just where I'd come off it a little bit and leave the face open. That has missed fairway. The thing I'm more interested in here, obviously dispersion is one of the arguments for or against the driver, but I'm just interested to see if I lose much club speed or ball speed going down into the shorter shaft. Obviously, because it's shorter, it does feel a little bit easier to control. Now, hopefully that will reflect on the dispersion with a bit of luck. That was pretty good. Another fairway hit. I'm running out pretty nicely down there. Not quite as long as the long shafted driver, but kind of what I expected so far. Let's see if we can get another 2 or 3 in here. Oh, there's that little leaky one again. Struggling to square the face up a little bit today. We'll leave it in there, a couple more, and then we'll have a look at the numbers. That was pretty good. That should find fairway. That's quite long for me, for the old boy. 270, 231 total. Let's go one more, then we'll have a look at some numbers with you. Yep, not bad. Okay, we'll let those come to a rest. We'll flick the camera around a little bit and we'll do some comparisons on the numbers. That was interesting. Very interesting. Okay, be right back. Right, everybody, that's just a little snapshot test. And I know there was some inconsistency in some of those golf swings, but that's what I wanted to do. You never really want to do a test like this and try and base it on the perfect shot. As I keep saying, the thing that's really interesting me here is, will I lose club speed or ball speed by having a shaft that's 2 3/4 inches shorter? So if we look at the long shaft, standard shaft here, I'm not swinging flat out at the moment. I was trying to hit those kind of within myself. So I've got a ball speed, a club speed there of 101.5 miles an hour with the longer shaft. And if we go down to the 43-inch shaft, I've got 101. So pretty identical, and the ball speeds on average there 140.7, 140.1. So with the shorter shaft, I've still managed to get the same amount of club speed and ball speed. Now, in terms of yardages, my average carry, and these were, my normal golf swing in inverted commas, whatever normal is, would generally be a right to left draw. I'm working on trying to hit a fade at the moment because I'm so sick of spending most of my life down the left-hand side of the golf course. So I'm trying to fade it at the moment. Obviously, when you hit fades as opposed to draws, for me, I lose distance. I impart a little bit more backspin on the ball. I'm spinning these at sort of 2.9 and 2.5. If I was hitting a little bit more with the club releasing, I would lower the launch and I would take some of the spin off it. So my carry distances here aren't particularly long. So I'm averaging a 2.27 carry there, giving me a 2.57 run out. Now on the 6 drives that I hit with the 43-inch driver, again I was averaging 2.28 carry with a predicted run out of 2.63. So on that little snapshot test, the 43-inch was actually longer than the 45 3/4 inches. If we look at dispersion, there's a couple of wild ones in there, 30 yards left, but if we average this out over 6 shots, I'm averaging there 6 yards right of target with the longer shaft and 2 yards right of target with the shorter shaft. And that's really my point with this video. Would you benefit from using a shorter shaft in your driver? Would it help you hit more fairways? Would you lose distance? Now I know everyone's going to be a little bit different, but on my little snapshot test there, you can see I didn't actually lose club speed. I was able to maintain it. Because the shaft's shorter, I personally feel I could hit more fairways. So love to get your comments on that. I know there will be lots of people out there with their views and opinions on this, and that's why we like YouTube. Do you drive with a long shafted driver, or do you have a shorter shaft driver in there, or do you drive with like a strong 3-wood, or just like a standard 3-wood? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this idea that the shorter shaft driver may give you more control without too much loss of club speed. Hey, been a pleasure. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, so yeah, hit the subscribe button, and if you think the video is any good, give it a little thumbs up. That's it. All the best. Bye for now.